everybody. Right, I'm going to do my best to do this talking as I'm going, but I may have to cut in and out if there's noise in the house because it's busy. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how I protect my nails. So you can see my nails are growing, and I've been doing 2 peel off sets a week. So every time you see me do the demonstrations, I peel them off the same day, but my nails are growing and they're healthy. And I want to show you how I protect them, because I do see a lot of people using peel off base coat, but their nails underneath look really damaged, very, very thin, and like they've been ripped. So I've still got a bit of product on here, which is where you can see the little white marks, and that's not on my nail, that's the product. And that's what's protecting me. So what I'm going to do is just buff them a little bit. So there's a couple of areas here, look. I've also got red gel paint under my nail and it got stuck and it stained it. Great fun. But I'm just gonna give a buff on the surface. So what I've got here is actually base coat and top coat on my nail. We don't want it thick anyway, but I don't want to take it all off and soak it off. It's just damaging. So I'd rather just file it down a little bit. Make sure the corners aren't too thick. Just a gentle 180 file. Just take down the bulk of it, but leave some on there. You might as well. And then you can just re-top coat it. Do the same on here. I promise this will make your practicing so much easier, and it will protect your hands from your fingernails from damage. I can't often use practice hands. I've got them, but I get so much pain in my thumb, in this thumb, that using a practice hand is almost harder because it works against me. It's not helping me. Whereas if I'm using this hand, I can move my hand and twist my hand to help me so that it's less work on my thumb. So, okay, so we've given them a bit of a buff. Let's just get them brushed down. Good old Gerald. So you can sort of see they're a bit roughed up. I've got a bit of product there that's lifting away, so I'll just get rid of that crap. And, oh, it's getting off. I need to push back my cuticles. Now, obviously, if you're doing this a couple of times a week, you don't need to do your cuticles a couple of times a week. So I sort of do them when they start to look a bit gnarly. I don't actually need to do much on it. Just grab this and push them back a little bit just to see what's going on there. Don't mind that, I caught myself on the door. And then we'll push that back. Again, you know, you don't need aggressive nail prep. It's just a demo. You want your nails to look good, but I may well just get rid of the dryness with my e-file bit. In fact, I will. I'll just use this, I'll use this little sanding band on a really low setting, and I'm just going to go around these bits here because it's on a super low setting. And it won't cause any damage, but it will just buff away any unsightly dry bits. I've got a little bit of lift in there, so I'll just get rid of that. You can see how low it is. I could probably stop it with my... Okay. And just tickle up here. This is where your product's going to build up as you keep adding the bits to it, so it's a good idea just to run across. None of this is my natural nail really, because they haven't grown out enough to be on natural nail yet. You can do this with a hand file as well if you don't if you don't want to use an e-file. That's cool. It's just, it gets rid of a bit of the dry tissue as well while you're there. It's kind of like a quick fix. You don't need a full cuticle prep. It's just a tidy up. Okay, so next, right, so I'm going to take my free edge down because it's growing fast, and obviously that's not Milo. My dog's woofing. Every time someone goes near the front door, he thinks someone's coming to our door and we're just about to answer it, but there's no one there. That's the funniest thing. Right, so I'm just taking these free edges down because they do not need to be this long. So yeah, give it a little dusty. Okay, so I'm then going to run a little IPA, isopropyl alcohol, over the nails just to get rid of any excess dust and crap. It will dehydrate a bit, but that doesn't matter. We can add some oil in a minute, not a problem. And then I'm going to grab a base coat. I'm just using Madam Glam Soak Off base coat, and I'm going to do a thin layer on my nails. And this is going to, I'm so sorry about this red staining, it's bloody awful. And I'm sorry about the dog uffing, but he really thinks somebody's coming to the house and there's nobody near us. He's old. I'm going to do a nice thin layer right up as close as I can get it safely. Nice and thin, doesn't need to be thick, it's just protection, that's all. Right, these are going to have a quick 30-second cure. And once they're cured, I'm just going to put a thin layer of no wipe top coat on. This double protection is just fab for the nails. You don't need to pull it and make it really, really thick. But what it means is when you come to use peel off base coats, you know they're not perfect. You are going to, especially if you're doing extensions, like if you're doing a gel on your nails, and you're doing your natural nails, no extensions, no extra kind of like pressure on the nails, probably fine. But if you're doing extensions and you've got a lot more product going on, like acrylic or hard gel, then I would definitely recommend this kind of protection first, because at the end of the day, you don't want to damage your natural nails. If you are a nail technician or just a content creator that needs the nails in good health in order for your videos to look good, don't chance it. Right, they're having a 30-second cure. Okay, so they're nice and cured and beautiful and shiny. And now this may seem counterintuitive, but I'm actually going to buff the shine off. So I'm just going to run over every single nail very gently and get rid of that shine. Right, so now we're buffed, I'm going to take my peel off base coat. I use Wildflowers. It was recommended to me by Black Swan Beauty, but you don't have to. I've seen people using Barry M, I've seen people using the Hollow Taco one, but shipping to England is stupid. It's not their fault. Running a company myself, I know that we don't control the shipping rates. A lot of time we make a loss on shipping. So yeah, the Wildflowers Freedom Liquid is fantastic. Right, so I'm just going to apply a layer, quite generous layer, and I'm going to take it right up to the cuticle, because if you accidentally flood your cuticle with product, it will stick. So at least if you've got a peel off base coat, and take it under here as well. Trust me on this, get it everywhere, because at least if you flood your cuticle a little bit with product, the peel off base coat's got your back. So I'll do that on all of them. Right, while this is drying, I'll just let you know, I'm just seeing what ingredients, okay, there's no latex in this, it's water, polyvinyl acetate and vinyl acetate. So there's no latex in this one, so if you've got a latex allergy, that might work for you. So if, yeah, but I mean, there's probably brands that, because this one took a while to arrive actually, it might take, there might be brands closer that are also latex free. So we'll just wait for that to dry and then you're good to go, but please wait for it to fully dry. You'll see it go patchy. Wait for it to fully dry and then you are ready to apply your product. And then what I'll do is I'm going to get on and film another video and then I'll show you how I remove them at the end. So these are the nails that I did. The peel off base coat, I did an experiment to see how long it lasted, and after 3 days, it was time for me to soak them off because they were starting to lift. Well, since having those on, I'd been packing parcels, opening boxes, I washed my hair, I was doing the dishes, so they lasted through a lot and they probably would have lasted longer. So the first thing I do when I'm removing is I grab some cuticle oil and I get a good dollop on the nails, really good dollop at the back of those nails. And I let it start to work its way down. Now, if the nail's already lifting, just give it a wiggle. Let it work its way in. If they're not, just pop. See, they start to lift. Pop. There you go. Starts to lift. It's pain-free. Little pop. I just had to support my finger because my fingers will pop out of joint because they're double jointed. So I've got a bowl of warm water. I give it a couple of minutes for the old oil and then I pop them into the water and let the water start getting in there. I quite often take my nails off in the bath, but I figured you probably would be better off not seeing that. Yeah, it's not a pretty sight. So I'm just letting that water and oil penetrate all underneath the nails and it will start to break down that bond. Now, there's a couple of ways to do it, but because my fingers were all slippery, I was struggling a little bit to remove the nails because I was slipping off. So eventually what I decided to do was grab some lint-free wipes, and the lint-free wipe just gives me a little bit of a grip on the end of the nail. Now, I don't twist left to right. I'll wiggle the nail tip to get it loose, but when I take the nail tip off, I actually just, as if I'm pulling the nail up and out, I lift it up and out like that. There you go, off it came. I don't do left to right because it'll tear. But I say that, you're at risk of tearing. So up and out. If it doesn't go, try from a different angle. There you go. But the best thing is, because you've got the gel top and base, that one was a bit stubborn. I gave him a wiggle and I thought, yeah, he's not quite ready. So I'll wait and do the other ones. Because you've got that gel base coat and top coat underneath your peel off base coat, if for whatever reason it's a bit sticky coming off, the only thing it's going to remove is a bit of the gel and there's less chance of damage to your nail. So we've just got this stubborn one. He took a little bit of wiggling, but it wasn't too bad at all. And then you can see how the nails look. Oh, my fingers were slipping. It's a nightmare. So I just popped it back in the water for a minute or two. Just give it a little wiggle, play with it. Get a nice clean lint-free pad so I've got extra grip. And he was fine in the end, he popped off. I think it's harder to get a grip on them sometimes when they've got a bit of bling on them, but there he goes. Oh, nearly smacked the camera. I'll just wipe over my nails and you can have a good look at them, but because the gel is still there, my nails are protected underneath. There's no pain, no discomfort, no peeling. So that is the safest way, in my opinion, to protect your nails and use peel off base coat. And knowing that the nails will stay on for a few days, you could have some cool nails for a couple of nights, you know, a weekend or whatever, and then take them off for work. Banging. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to lay out the nails. Do you know, I've got a little stash of all my favourite ones, which are the most recent sets I've done actually, and they're upstairs on my bedside table, all laid out beautifully, and I keep them like this. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my website. The link will be in the description box. If this has helped you, like it, share it, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Tally bye!